dear ones and the not so dear ones, the apostates, the disfellowshipped, the disassociated, and of course, the inactive. My name is Daryl Wildberg, and this is the final of 4 parts to the appeal process that any Jehovah's Witness can go through who believes they've been wronged. Now, it's difficult to appeal with the Jehovah's Witnesses Disciplinary Committee because there's no record kept. And I'm working on that with the faithful slave. Hopefully, one day we'll have that changed to where there will be a record so you can rely on something to recall, because it's difficult. Memories fade. Memories are imperfect, where the record is pretty tough. I mean, when you have a recorded record of the session, then you're able to draw back on it and get more precise of your arguments. But for now, we don't have a record. So, again, if you're innocent, and you can prove you're innocent, well, I've outlined it here for you. But before I get into that, I have to tell you this video is not approved by the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania. It's not approved by those 8 faithful, wonderful, dear, loving, kind brothers located in Warwick, New York, called the governing body. And it's not approved by any local body of elders. I don't work for the body of elders. I don't work for the governing body, and I don't work for the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania. If you read that Bible, Matthew 23:10, I work for Jesus Christ. All 8.6 million Jehovah's Witnesses work for Jesus Christ, including the governing body, the elders, and the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. They're all for Jesus Christ. He's the boss. Before I get into the video about the last part 4 here, I would just like to make a comment here of you on this idiot called Veronica Vanderkolk from Australia. Now, I refer to her as Vanderpuke because to me she's a dog that returns to its own puke. She used to be a witness and was removed by Jehovah. Now she thinks she did it on her own, but she was removed by Jehovah God. She's an atheist now. And I keep punking her all the time. This was one of her comments that she made recently, and you can, if you look right here, you can see where this is located here if you want to look at it. Right there. But you'll notice here that this was the last part of her comment. It was a P.S. in her comment. By the way, Daryl, can you explain why one of your Kingdom Melodies is included in what appears to be an interfaith album that includes Christmas carols? Is the society that out up for $1? And this woman is a total moron. Okay? She is a total, unequivocal moron. Because you see, if Vanderpuke had researched, instead of shooting off that big, fat, stupid mouth, she would have learned that this idiot is Alec Jones' idiot, and the BMG or whatever company that supports him is being sued for plagiarizing that song. Okay? The Watchtower didn't sell it. They plagiarized it. Now, Vanderpuke, why don't you go look up the word plagiarize? And there is a lawsuit pending on the copyright infringement, okay? Dipstick, and you wonder why I call you names. I hate to lead in with the negative aspect of this, but this woman is such a dweeb. And I end up punking her all the time, and she just keeps coming back for more. Coming on this stupid idiot. Look at how she mocks Jesus here. Jeebus, she calls him. Jeebus. And then she claims she's not lying. She mocks about the man. She claims he's a myth. But then she says, well, I'm not saying he's a liar. I'm not calling him a liar or his disciples a liar. That's exactly what you're doing, dipstick. Get a life. Now back to the appeal. This is the layout of the appeal here. Okay? This is the entire layout of it. This is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. First of all, you want to do the introduction. Here, you have to tell the branch about yourself. How long you been in the truth? or how long you were in the truth, if you've been disfellowshipped. You know, what you're doing now. And then the second part of it, the number 2 part, is the statement of facts. Now, this is where you tell them what happened. The facts only, not your opinion of things or anything. The facts. 1, 2, 3. This is what happened from this to this to this. And then, of course, the synopsis of your case. This is where you tell them what happened. This is where you claim. And you have to reference each one of your statements here, each one of your, this happened with a reference, an attachment. And you can mark your attachments A, B, C, D, and E. And then you get into your specific claims with references to the attachments again. And if you claim someone lied, prove it. If you claim that the elders didn't tell you that you could appeal, you got to substantiate that. And then you have your questions for review. Now this would be where you would ask, did brother so-and-so misrepresent the truth? If you use the word lie, now you're attacking, so you must give black and white proof. You might ask a question, was it proper for the committee to consider something that you think was improper? But you got to be able to prove that it's improper. Remember, you are presenting the questions that the branch should see answered in your favor right here. You not only ask the question, but you ask it in a way where they have to answer it in your favor, see? Now you need to be respectful, and always keep in mind that men make mistakes. So you do not want to focus on berating individuals unless you have indisputable proof. Don't berate anybody. And even then, there's a nice way of doing it. And then, finally, your conclusion. Now here you present what should be done according to Jehovah. Now remember, you also need to cite scriptures in here to back up your points. This is where you would use the scripture reference, articles from the Watchtower, Bible Tract Society, the governing body. You want to do articles from them. And there you have your appeal. Now, what do you do with your appeal? Well, you're not going to get the CEO's name and email or anything, so you can't do it to him. So the next best thing is to either provide a copy to your, this could be my last one here for Jane was, I think it was 45 pages. Well, now that takes a lot of printing and a lot of postage to mail it to the governor or the branch. So you could basically just send it to the Kobe, send the copy to the Kobe and the brothers involved. You can send them copies. You know who they are. You can get their emails. And you can send it to them and then ask the Kobe to mail it to forward it to the branch or the CO. Or you can mail it yourself to the branch, which again costs some money, because you still need to supply the Kobe with a copy. See, they have the right to respond, and if you just give it to the branch, now it's going to delay things. With my appeal for Jane, I sent it to the Kobe. And the reason why is because I was giving the Kobe the chance to backtrack. Remember, they moved all of her privileges. They even removed her from the school, way beyond their authority. 2 brothers don't have that authority. It takes the 3-brother committee to make the recommendation to the full body of elders. And then the full body of elders, I think sometimes they have to contact the CO before they can take that. I don't know what their modus operandi is, but at any rate, you have to cross all your T's and dot your I's, okay? You have to do that. And once you do that, you can submit it. And then you can have the hearing, and then you can take that with you, and you can refer back to that, so you have the scriptural reference and the points that you've raised in it. But you have to do that. Now, if you have substantial proof, what they call in the Latin, in the courts, prima facie, which means prime fact. If you have that proof that you're innocent and you need help, I'll help you. my video or my email is down below, and I'm willing to help you if you're innocent. But if you're guilty, you're wasting your time, because now you have to go through the stages that the body of elders found you guilty. Disfellowship you, now you have to go through the stages until you show remorse and they accept you once again back into the fold. And as far as the shunning, that's biblical. Don't listen to these idiot apostates who don't know what they're talking about. Shunning is biblical. Okay? Period. And they all know it. I know they know it, but they just have to make idiots out of themselves. Oh, they're tearing apart families. Jesus told us that he came with a sword to divide families. Yeah, Jesus came to divide families. Because some in the families will accept the truth and some won't. That's exactly what's happening in your family. You didn't accept the truth. You walked away from it, or you ran away from it. You got disfellowshipped or whatever, and you left it. You didn't come back. And now you blame the governing body and the Jehovah's Witnesses for what you did. They divide my family. My mom don't even talk to me anymore. Nor should she. Because Jesus told her, if you choose her, if you choose your daughter or your son over me, I will disown you to my Father. You're disowning Jesus. So it is biblical. So stop with that stupid apostate crap that they try to load on people that it's not biblical. It is biblical. Your families cannot associate you. Your families in the truth cannot associate with people, with you, if you are disfellowshipped or disassociated. You take that Vanderkook idiot. She disassociated herself. She may not have done it formally, but she says she left the truth. Now, technically, Jehovah booted her out, but she'll never convince herself. You'll never convince her of that. You see, Jehovah draws people to the truth, and he also separates the idiots from the truth. He doesn't want her because her heart is impure. And now, if her family, if her mother and father are still associating with her, and then they're wrong. And they're going to share with her in her sins. They need to cut all ties off with her. Everything, they need to cut it off. Because that's what Jesus said you have to do. It's also in, I think it's 2 John 9 through 11. Don't even greet that one. Don't invite them in your house or anything. Yeah, that's talking about your families. Yeah, they're not supposed to do that for you. So deal with it. And either come back to Jehovah or stay away. That's up to you. But don't start blaming everything on everybody else. You were disfellowshipped for a reason. Now, granted, some of you are innocent. I want to see that proof. Show me that proof. You know, I've had these out for now almost 4 or 5 days, and not one single person has contacted me. I'm innocent. So that right there tells me that most 99 and 9/10 of you disfellowshipped ones, disassociated ones, are guilty with whatever they accused you of doing. You're guilty. I've given you the chance here to appeal. I can appeal. You know, basically, you can appeal even if the time limits. I mean, if you've got the truth, the governing body is about truth. That's what it's about. Truth. Justice. So if you've got the proof, bring it up. File your appeal. If you can't do it on your own, and you got that proof, bring it to me. I'll help you deal with it. Thanks for listening to the video, and have a good day.